Hello guys, today we are going to make a little review of some topics that you already know. It's about mixing tenses, different tenses. So maybe some of them are going to be really easy, others a little bit complicated, especially for the difference of level that you have in among the classroom, okay, within the classroom. So let's start. I'm gonna show you this. Okay, mixing tenses. So maybe when you are talking or writing a story, you can have different things that you want to say. You want to talk about your story or your plans or something that you are going to do. But when we are talking, we usually remember something that we had forgotten and we need to add. Or maybe we want to make it a little bit funnier or more interesting, giving some context. So let's start this. Okay, so to write a more complex story or be able to understand one of this kind, it is important to get used to quick changes. So sometimes you are reading a text that is talking about your routine, and suddenly it happens that something is different, or something has changed. Or maybe they are talking about the story, and they say that something happened before that story. So what happened? Which is the chronological order? So you must be aware and get used to quick changes while you are listening or while you are reading. And if you want to write and make it interesting, it is important to get used to that. Okay, for example, to mix tenses, it's important to understand what they are used for. Simple present, let's begin with this one. Okay, we usually use this for routines, habits, but in the case of facts, it is useful to give context, okay? So facts, something that usually happens. So in the story, it says, I was alone in my house. So we are telling a story in past, okay? So I was alone in my house. I decided to watch a horror film by myself, no, alone. So decided, simple past. Suddenly, something happened. I heard someone knocking at the door. And here we have the simple present. People usually ring the bell. That's something that usually happens. Ring the bell like ding dong, ring ring. No, no, that's a that's a truck. Okay, no, people usually ring the bells. That's the thing that usually happens. So in this case, it is giving something different to the story. So it was strange for me. Then, so why do we use simple present the story? We are giving context. Okay, so example. There's a little guy watching. It is not like a horror film, but let's imagine that's horrible nightmaring dog, okay, that is trying to bite old people. Okay, so this guy is watching TV. Somebody comes and rings the bell. So the guy opens the door. That's it. Commonly, it happens. Now, the second story. There's a guy watching the horror dog biting people. And suddenly somebody knocks aggressively. That's strange. And he got scared. Ah! Okay, so it is different if you give a little bit of context. Let's go to the next one. Past progressive. Okay, this is easy to use. Okay, this is something that we are going to use to create an image, a context, or a story that has movement. No, so something that is happening, no? So this Joshi is interrupting my class while I am talking. No? Both actions are happening at the same time. So look at the difference. Here we have, I walk on the street, simple past. So I walked yesterday, this morning, whatever. A piano fell down. Okay, we don't know if it was at the same time or before or after. It just happened that a piano fell down. That's a story. That's a fact. That night or that evening, I slept deeply. So one after another. I walked, then the piano fell down, then When I arrived to my house, I slept. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4 in order. Let's look at the different. I was walking on the street, no? Like this Yoshi is interrupting my class. Okay, so I was walking on the street when a piano fell down. So it is interrupting the action. So the Yoshi is interrupting the class again, and I'm going to slap it down. Okay, interrupting his interruption. And finally, well, now I play the piano with my teeth. Okay, so that's different. No, the result is different. Let's go to the next one. Past perfect. We use past perfect to talk about actions that happened before another action in past. It is very common that we forget things. Okay, we are telling a story, and then, hey, let me tell you. Last night I went out with Susie. Do you remember Susie? Oh, that astonishing girl. That she's so beautiful. Yes, and what happened? Well, by the way, I forgot to tell you. Before all of this, I had already, and you say something that happened before that date. Okay, to give context. So some days ago, I went to the movies. My friends decided to play me a prank. In this timeline, we have the future. On this side, we have now. And we also have myself in the movies, because I went to the movies, myself in the movies, and the prank. No? My friends played me a prank here. We don't know if we were together, if I arrived before or after them. We don't know. So in this different example, some days ago, I went to the movies, and they decided to make me a prank, to play me a prank here. So I will add something here in the middle that is going to be past perfect. So some of my friends have arrived earlier. So it means that this purple sentence happened before I arrived to the movies. So in the timeline, it's going to be like this. This is myself in the movies. Here I am. But my friends arrived earlier, and they know that I was going to arrive after them. So in that time, they started to talk about how to make me mad or something like that. So they plan a prank. So in this example, I place a prank right here, but the prank could be here in the middle or here or maybe later. We don't know exactly where is the prank. But what we really know is that they arrived before, and these really bad friends decided to play that prank before I arrived. So this happened before. Even though it was written later, no, some days ago I went to the movies, this action happened actually before, okay? So I'm going to give you these 3 examples. Very progressive. That's going to be for the next video. We have more tenses that we have to work with, but it's going to be little by little to make these videos as short as possible and enjoyable. Okay, so let's stop this presentation right here. So I hope you're having fun. Do your homeworks, your activities, or do your homework, your activities, and be sure that you have this mental health and you have the will to continue doing this after these difficult days. I hope your family is okay. So, bye-bye.